I just got done watching 1986's FX, aka FX Murder by Illusion, starring Bryan Brown, Brian Dennehy, Cliff DeYoung and Jerry Orbach. This one I think I've only seen once before on TV. I don't, and I might have seen it once when I first got this on DVD, but otherwise it's been a while since I last saw it. And it's your classic 80s kind of deception movie, if you will. Basically, Bryan Brown plays this special effects movie guy, you know, kind of the guy who does all the practical effects that I keep going on about in these movies, and he's hired by these cops who want to fake an assassination of this kind of mafia guy who they say can give information, you know, about the mafia, etc., once people believe he's dead. So anyway, Rowley, the FX guy, he does the job, and he's convinced into being the one who does the shooting, because he'll know where all the hit points are for the kind of squibs and stuff. So he does it, except then it turns out that actually these cops, played by one of them being Lipton, played by Cliff DeYoung, because if there's any characters Cliff DeYoung is good at playing at, it's the weasels. So it turns out that yes, this was all a setup to kind of frame Rowley and pin him for murder and that, and then they're trying to kill him. And while they're trying to kill him and stuff, there's this one detective, Lieutenant Leo McCarthy, played by Brian Dennehy, who's investigating these dead bodies that are turning up in the wake of all these, like, the botched assassinations from the bent cops. And he realises that there's more to it than, you know, than Rowley actually doing the killing. They realise that actually there's bent cops involved even. So he's on the hunt for them. In the meantime, Rowley is kind of trying to stay alive while being hunted down, and kind of trying to get some proof that you know, he's innocent in a way. Except then he finds out that this mafia guy really isn't dead, even though he'd been led to believe that he was dead. So then he's off on a mission to try and stop them outright. So it's your standard kind of, you know, backstabbing, twist and turn and cop movie. It's a lot of fun. It gets a little boring at times. There's these long stretches of bits where you're, especially there's quite a lot of car chasing, which I normally would not have an issue with. It's very indicative of that kind of genre. But some of these chases, I don't know if it's because it's a big hulking van that's being chased by these cop cars, and I'm just like, I don't know if I've just played too much like GTA and Driver and other driving games, but you know, once you've seen a cop car, the speed that it goes at, chase down a you know, a big hunking truck, you're just like, yeah, whatever. But what I do like is the kind of devices they use to try and throw off the people chasing. Because Rowley and this somebody else he works with on movies, she's helping like throw stuff out the back of this van. And the best one is at the end when they throw this mannequin out, and the cop car stops thinking it's a body laying in the middle of the road, and of course it turns out it's a mannequin. There's good performances here. I think the thing does feel like classic 80s kind of. He was talking something like the French Connect. I mean, that was 70s, but it does feel like the French Connection and stuff like that. It feels older than it actually is. It feels more like an early 80s than 86. I know 86 isn't that, it's not the very end of the 80s, but it just feels, it feels like it should be earlier in the 80s. Brian Dennehy, I always feel, would be better replaced with Charles Bronson, and that's nothing about Brian Dennehy, but I don't know. I just feel, I don't know if it's the moustache that he's got going on in this, but I was just like, I wish Charles Bronson was here. He would totally kick these assholes' ass. That, and I don't know why, but because of the South Park Bigger, Longer and Uncut movie, whenever somebody says Brian Dennehy, I just think of that movie. But this is a fun action drama thriller kind of thing. It's not, it's not a what rating is this? 15. That is surprising, because there's not a lot of swearing in this, and it's not particularly bloody. Especially when you think a lot of the effects in it are nothing more than makeup effects in the movie, if you know, movie effects in the movie. I know what it's like Inception. But because, not all of it is supposed to be real blood, I am surprised that this is a 15, but I guess it's because it is such a kind of drama thriller. There's not much I can say about this. It's an hour and 45 minutes long, and if you like your if you like your cop dramas, and these kind of thrillers, backstabbing, double agent style, bent cops kind of thing, then this is definitely worth giving a check out. You could do a lot worse. It's not perfect. It does suffer from that kind of cheesiness, kind of chintzy kind of thing. But like I say, it's just, I've only seen that. I don't own the sequel. I've seen it on TV. I'm pretty sure this was a lot better than that. And I definitely have not seen the TV series from the 90s, so I can't comment on that. But if you like your stuff like Charles Bronson movies and all that kind of thing, this will be right up your alley. So please do check out. I'd give it a good 6.5, 7 out of 10. It's quite solid. But yeah, sorry, there's not much more I can say about this. It's so bog standard, and it's kind of, you get so used to seeing these kind of movies. It's very samey in a way, but it's enjoyable. It's not one of those same old things where you sit there and go, oh, for goodness sakes, not another one of these, bloody corrupt cops. It's not. It does feel fresh in its own way. I do love the use of the practical effects and stuff, and the way they're shown their use, if you know what I mean. It cracks me up that somebody says in it, it's nobody makes movies about people anymore. It's all about the effects, and I think that's something I've been saying time and time again. Now is so much, especially in reboots and stuff, is about what can be computer generated, and I feel like what we have now is like the modern version of what's said in this movie. So except obviously it's still very real life and practical in its own way. I mean, obviously you couldn't do a movie like this and say, oh, we're going to use computer graphics, because of course computer graphics cannot be, somebody's so going to kick off at this one, it can't be utilised in the same way that practical makeup can be utilised in real life. And that's not a knock on technology, because effing love technology. I'm just saying, I love the use of the makeup and stuff in this. So yeah, it's fresh in its own way, like I say. But yeah, no, that was tonight's movie, 1986's FX. We're going to be back tomorrow with a horror to change it up. A remake, but a horror nonetheless. So thank you so much for watching. Looking forward to, as always, to seeing your comments. I'm going to be trying to do some, I need to do some more writing on my X-Files review and stuff. I've been very sick this week, bad stomach and stuff, so I need to catch up on my emails and other stuff. So I apologise for being late with replying to comments and stuff. I hope to catch up on that either tomorrow or the start of the week. But hope you all have a good week. Look forward to being back tomorrow with another movie. But for now, this is Sketch, signing out.